Guys, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. My name is Nkhensani. If it is your first time here, and welcome to my channel. What's good? What's popping? I hope you guys are all doing absolutely amazing. I'm so happy and excited that you guys are all here today. So today is Faith Friday, and if you are new here, Faith Friday is basically a Friday where I share the word and I just share some faith content and whatever God is teaching me and whatever that he lays on my heart to speak about. I just come on a Friday and I just share that with you guys. Today is Faith Friday and I'm going to be starting a new series on a Bible study. I'm going to be doing a Bible study from now on. It's gonna run 8 weeks and I'm so excited. So essentially, this is going to be a Bible study on the Beatitudes. So we are going to be unpacking each Beatitude each week, and I'm just so excited. So before we get right into this video, please don't forget to give this video a big massive thumbs up. If you like to comment down below your thoughts or any lessons that you took from the Beatitudes if you have studied the Beatitudes before. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and join the sweet community that we have here. And let's just get right into the video. The Beatitudes is essentially found in Matthew 5 verse 3 to 12, and this is the start of the Sermon on the Mount. If you guys are familiar with the Sermon on the Mount is basically a authoritative sermon that is attributed to Jesus. So these are all, it's from Matthew 5 to 7, and these are all attributed to sayings of Jesus that Jesus said and spoke. Now it is said that these the Sermon on the Mount isn't said on like one particular day and it's continuous. Apparently it's just a bunch of collections that have been put together and called the Sermon on the Mount. So the Sermon on the Mount is found in Matthew 5 to 7, like I mentioned, and it is focused on how to live a life that is pleasing to God and the characteristics that we as Christians should have. And if you guys are familiar with the Sermon on the Mount, or if you're familiar with the structure of Matthew, right? Jesus is in the wilderness and he gets tested by the enemy and he is fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. And after that, essentially, the Sermon on the Mount comes to be. I like to think of it that way because it's like in his trial of being hungry and thirsty. And I think it's so funny because one of the first Beatitudes is poor in spirit, and I think Jesus indeed was poor in spirit while he was in the wilderness season. The fact that he was so poor in spirit that God literally filled him up to the point where he could now share the Sermon on the Mount is just really cool. So yeah, that is essentially the Sermon on the Mount. I am currently studying the Sermon on the Mount and I've always wanted to study it, and I started studying it a few weeks ago, and I am currently just studying the Beatitudes. So honestly, haven't even gotten that far into studying the whole Sermon on the Mount, but the first thing is the Beatitudes, right? How I even felt led to even do this was I started the Sermon on the Mount, and at first I saw the Beatitudes and I read through the Beatitudes and I was like, yeah, blessed is the poor in spirit, for this, I just read through and I was like, okay, done, let's go to the next part. And I was just like, wait, I don't even know what the Beatitudes even mean. Like, what does it mean to be poor in spirit? What does it mean to be meek? What does it mean to hunger and thirst for righteousness and all of these things? What does that actually mean? And I think that this is something that we tend to just skim through and be like, oh, blessed is this, okay, we're done, whatever. And I was like, no, I want to unpack it. So in this little notebook that I've been reading from, I essentially have all the Beatitudes just written down, and it's a page for just a little line, and there's so much to unpack within the Beatitudes, so much. So before I read the Beatitudes, I kind of just wanted to talk about what the Beatitudes are. This is something that I found online, and it just basically talks about just a big line of what the Beatitudes essentially are. It says, these are statements of characteristics and blessings. Each Beatitude looks at different circumstances of life and how all Christians are blessed through their faith. Jesus teaches virtues and values in life that will result in blessings and rewards. So I'm just going to read from my Bible. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in spirit, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. But I also think that when we look at the Beatitudes, we think it's fluffy because it starts with the name blessed. But when you actually read the Beatitudes, you're just like, really? I gotta do this? And I think that when you read it at first, you're just like, okay, blessed am I who do this. But this is kind of negative, right? And it goes against the current of what the world expects us to do in our day-to-day and how we make decisions and choices and all of that stuff. I think Jesus' sayings in general are just so against what the world wants. If you remember how there is the wide path and there's the narrow path, and how we are called to follow the narrow path, and how that is the path that we essentially should follow, that is where I feel like the Beatitudes and honestly all of Jesus' sayings and all that Jesus did and everything attributed to Jesus points to is going where it's a bit quiet. No one's really doing that, but it's so important to do that, especially as a Christ follower, because this is something that would deeply impact your life and how you live your life as a Christian. Our flesh has a natural incline to do certain things, but Jesus is saying no. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to be poor in spirit. You are going to mourn. You're going to be meek. You're going to hunger and thirst for righteousness. You're going to be merciful. You're going to be pure in heart. You're going to be a peacemaker. You're going to be persecuted for righteousness. Like, really? Do I really want to attach myself to that? But yes, you actually do, because if you're a Christ follower, this is how you essentially should live your life. These are values and virtues that you should implement daily into your day-to-day life. And I think that this is something that is so important, and we overlook the Beatitudes because it's like, oh, whatever. But then we'll quickly go to, you are the salt and you are light, and you're like, yes, I am. But you can't be salt and light if you don't fully implement the Beatitudes, you know? Being a light for Jesus is important, but like, how will you shine bright for him if you don't implement the Beatitudes? We love to claim that we're Christ followers, but it's like, do our actions portray that? And obviously there are a lot of these Beatitudes I struggle with. So I think that as I talk about them, I do not come here and say I have it all figured out. I'm literally in the thick of learning all of these Beatitudes and praying that I can implement them and that I can continuously be that, you know. And I am blessed because I am poor in spirit. I am blessed because I am meek. I am blessed because all of these things, and that's what makes me blessed. I think a lot of times we see blessed as you have a car, you have all these materialistic things, or success, or the worldly view of what success actually is. But I think that the Beatitudes are kind of like this is what makes you successful. In God's eyes, this is what success is. Not from the world standards, but from godly standards, you know. And I think that we want to implement godly standards because essentially we should be following what God says, and we should have a heart of wanting to pursue wholeheartedly after him, and not necessarily thinking about ourselves and not thinking about what will make me better or what will make me fit into the world. You're in this world, but you're not of this world, you know. And the fact that you're not of this world means that you should have a different set of characteristics than the world has as a child of God and as a Christ follower. So this is essentially what we're going to be doing for the next few weeks. Every Faith Friday, come with me, get your notebooks, get your Bible, and we're going to unpack each of the Beatitudes. So essentially this video is not me saying much. It is just to intro it and just to get everyone ready for the next couple of weeks where we will unpack the Beatitudes. So that is everything I really wanted to say for today's Faith Friday. I'm so excited that Faith Friday is back, and I'm so excited that we get to share and come together and just hear what God has to say, and how we can actually take what God is saying through the Beatitudes and implement them daily, and understand that that is what we should do, is not necessarily chase after the world, but essentially be completely different from the world, because that way we can fully shine for Jesus, and that way we can bring people closer to Jesus by showing that we're different and we're not like the world. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you are just as excited as I am, and I will see you guys next week when we unpack the first Beatitude, which is blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. I'll check you guys in the next video. I love you guys, and don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. If there's anyone else that you would like to watch this video with, make sure you grab them and say, hey, every week we're doing a Beatitude. And yeah, anyway, this is the end of the video. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I'm not the kind that takes away when it's over, and it's all for me. I'm fine pretending that you'll keep above water. Maybe you'll carry me.